So let's go back to the Black Pill Truth channel. And I will play now the other two clips that sent me down this rabbit hole to begin with. The first one is where Rich Cooper, aka Bell Cooper, gets called out by a caller for being a grifter.
On the head.
For charging men $25 a minute. Now this was 2 months ago. This was less than, let's say this was 2 months ago. This whole debate here. Because this is actually from the same stream where Face and LMS was debating them. I'm assuming that was about 2 months ago. And a viewer calls in and calls Rich a grifter.
It's not an ideology, it's praxeology. With that being said, nobody really can call in and complain. But my number one complaint with some of the people there is Rich Cooper is a grifter. He's been a grifter since day one.
Okay, so let me address my hater. What makes me a grifter? Please explain. Go.
All right, so a little bit of backstory.
What makes me a grifter? With his tactical soap brimming with Chad Miracle pheromones resting in the back there for $11 a bar, 1,000% markup. What makes me a grifter?
Started watching your show when it was just the entrepreneur type content. Then it started shifting, and I still watched a lot of the videos. And then you would say, and correct, and I'm sorry if I don't have it written down, so I hope I don't mess it up. But you said something along the lines of, don't do something unless it's going to pay dividends down the road. And so you started going on Clarity, and it's like Clarity is not...
Now, Clarity, again, is that platform where people can pay you for your advice, for consultations.
...a way to create dividends. And then your thing went from like $12 a minute to like...
$12 a minute. I remember when Rich was charging $12 a minute. And even then, people were criticizing him. That's $600 an hour.
$25 a minute, which...
At that point, 2 months ago, it was $25 a minute. Today, it's $33.33 a minute. Again, he's the Belle Delphine of the manosphere. He is just pushing his simps to the limit. He wants to see how much more he can milk them for. It's just like the bankers and the politicians when they are milking the plebs, milking the wage-slaving plebs, raising the taxes, seeing what they can get away with. This is the exact same thing.
I just found just amusing,
Okay, now here Rich gives him an answer, and this is the answer. This is the answer.
Can't afford your time. See, I don't focus on the bottom of the barrel.
He doesn't focus on the bottom of the barrel.
The guys that I'm coaching, the guys that I'm doing one-on-one consults with, they're entrepreneurs, they're airline pilots, they're lawyers, they're doctors. The reasons why I collab with those people is because when I'm doing $12 an hour call...
Now here he says $12 an hour, but he either made this mistake intentionally or by accident. He either misspoke intentionally or by accident. I think he misspoke intentionally, because if he said $12 a minute, that would sound ridiculous, because that's $600 an hour. But that's what he was charging, and he never charged $12 an hour. He was charging $12 a minute, and that's what he should refer to, because that's what the caller was referring to, his rate of $12 a minute. So,
doing $12 an hour call, the kind of guys that I was talking to were like you, and I don't want to waste my time talking with basic people. Okay,
so if you can only afford to pay this man $600 an hour for dating advice, you're a basic person. You're bottom of the barrel. So imagine how he feels about the guys who are paying him $600 a year for this yearly membership. if guys who were paying him $600 an hour were bottom-of-the-barrel basic men, then this is the scum of the earth. But the bottom of the barrel is already the scum. The scum rests at the bottom, so who the hell are these guys to Rich in that case? That's who.
That's a fact of life. You need to charge for what you're worth. And that's why people pay it. You can't find coaching. The guys that I'm doing one-on-one consults with, they're entrepreneurs, they're airline pilots, they're lawyers, they're doctors. The reasons why I collab with those people is because when I'm doing $12...
And that's a whole load of bullshit. Nobody's calling him for business advice. Or maybe 2% of his callers and of the people in his community are there for business advice. As I have already shown, his channel got 5,000 subscriptions in the first 2 years and the first 300 videos, which were dedicated to business, finance, and cars. Nobody gives a fuck about business, finance, and cars. Furthermore, what the hell could he teach millionaires about running a business? He is selling tactical soap. He is selling dick pills. He is fleecing simps. What kind of a doctor or lawyer is calling in to ask him for advice? I'll tell you what, if I had a doctor and I found out that he is paying Rich $2,000 an hour to get his advice, the king simp here, who was simping just 2 years ago, 3 years ago for single mother cum dumpsters, and who was selling tactical dick pills, I would end my cooperation with that doctor immediately. With anyone, for that matter, immediately. And he's constantly talking about top shelf men and top tier entrepreneurs. Well, fake testimonials. Fake counters. Fake alpha male with unlimited access to pussy. Fake soap. Fake dick pills. Fake everything. Let's... You want to know what kind of top shelf men Rich is dealing with? What kind of top tier entrepreneurs are calling him? Don't take his word for it. Take a look at who his colleagues are. Take a look at who his business partners are. The other men sitting on this panel of red pill shysters. Let's take a look at this guy. This is his business colleague. This is his colleague. This is his business partner.
I'll smack the fucking taste out your mouth, bro.
I swear to God, you wouldn't.
I'll smack the fuck out you, man. God,
Actually, both of them are his business partners.
if I saw you in person, show your face on camera right now, bro, I'd smack the fucking taste out your mouth,
Hey,
dog.
you gonna see me one day. The world's small. Hey, bro.
This is your top tier. This is his business partner. This is not a client. This guy is not paying him $2,000 an hour to talk to him. Rich is talking to this guy for free. Rich is spending time with this guy for free. I wouldn't spend a minute with this guy even if he was paying me $2,000 an hour. Meanwhile, Rich is spending time with this man for free. Or maybe this guy. Let's show you this guy and how he behaves.
Thanks, great reasons.
What they want. Probably talk.
Earn your right to speak, okay? And
Then you don't want...
shut the fuck up and let me educate your uneducated ass.
This is that other guy, by the way, that I just showed you a second ago.
Because you don't have to earn your right to speak, okay? And you haven't earned your fucking right to speak because you don't know what you're talking about. There's a guy watching. Shut up.
Okay, that is Rich's top tier business partner, top shelf men. These are Rich's top shelf men. Here he is.
Had his own fashionable edge. I obviously dress the way I am right now. Like, people just think like, oh, you know, MLD dresses like this because he's a YouTuber or whatever. But no, I've always been dressing flashy, right? Because I've always been a pimp, you know? It's an outward expression of your... Hey, this is Jonathan, and welcome to Modern Life Dating. Title of today's video is Player or Lover. Now,
Used car salesman shysters, dick pill shysters, snake soap shysters. These are Rich's top shelf men. These are Rich's top tier entrepreneurs. Yeah. Birds of a feather flock together. These are not Rich's clients. These men are not paying Rich to talk to them. They are talking to Rich for free. Meanwhile, Rich's simps are paying him $33.33 a minute to speak to him, to have the privilege of speaking to him, asking him for dating advice. If you're going through a divorce, a top senior family lawyer will charge you maximum $700 an hour for a consultation. If you have debt problems, you can get a free consultation at Rich's company. $2,000 an hour, boyos. One of the top plastic surgeons in California, in Los Angeles, Barrett, I believe, I checked this, charges $500 for a consultation. $500 with a top plastic surgeon. That's overhead costs, boyos. He has a clinic. He has staff. Plus, he has years and years of practical experience in one of the most stressful work environments there is, the operating room. And he is charging $500 for a consultation, which could take up to 1 hour. Meanwhile, Rich, when you're calling him, he has no overhead costs. This is pure profit for him. Zero overhead. And just 3 years ago, he was big simping for a single mother cum dumpsters. So what